Say what you want about Xbox, say what you want about the leadership there at Xbox. What you won't be able to say is that the leadership team that is currently there at Xbox isn't listening to their fans. Because since Asha Sharma came onto the scene and fans have been very vocal about what they want to see from Asha, she has really listened to the fans and give the fans what they wanted. For example, after the previous leadership told everyone that Xbox Fans Fest was cancelled, fans would have asked Asha Sharma back for Fan Fest, and guess what? She was able to bring back Fan Fest. Not only did she bring back Fan Fest, she brought back Larry Herb, and she brought back Fan Fest in a big, big way.
How about those exclusives?
I'm laughing.
You're just laughing?
What?
Oh, are you okay?
And how do you feel about the green 25th anniversary? Well, this is my first showcase. I know that so many of you have been here with us for the last 25 years. So if you look down and you have fan on your badge, you will be getting one for free later this year.
Yes, Asha started off in a big way. And those same consoles that, Asha would have given out to all the attendees there at FanFest, according to the leak, if the leak is true, that console costs, just about 900 USD. So to believe Asha gave away $900 to each person who came FanFest. So in addition to bringing back FanFest, persons would have told Asha about Game Pass, how it was too high at the time, and we know what she did. Asha Sharma slashed the price of Game Pass from just about $30 to $22.99.
I'm proud of you, you know that. I hope you do.
Again, this move was motivated by listening to the fans. But she didn't stop there. So in addition to everything I just said that Asha would have listened to fans about, what she did was also assuming regular console updates and also shifting to exclusivity when it comes to some of their games. So Asha Sharma really did listen. And another small thing she recently listened with, and the evidence was very much apparent, is that of removing PlayStation logos on any platform that belongs to Xbox. So yes, we know some of these games are coming to PlayStation, but just like what Sony does, Sony doesn't show any Xbox logo or Nintendo logo. This is exactly what fans wanted Xbox to do. If Sony could do it and no one could even say anything about it, then Xbox could do it as well. So that was a very interesting in my part. Now, when it is you contrast the leadership there at Xbox compared to the PlayStation leadership, what do you get?
Oh, that bitch, hold on.
Yes, every time you mess with Sony ponies, that is what you get. You get egg on your face and you look goofy. You really look goofy. You want to know how I know you look goofy? Because think about it. A large amount of hardcore PlayStation fans would have been vocal by saying, here what, we want physical media. We at least want the option. We just don't want a completely digital future. And guess what? Sony said, if you guys think that we are going to go back to physical media after 2028, then you ponies have to be higher than this guy on PCP.
I had smoked PCP one day and my feet kept talking to me.
Say that again?
I had smoked PCP one day and my feet kept talking to me. I took out a 357 Magnum, boom, shot myself dead in the feet. Talk now, talk now,
Right.
talk now. You know what I'm saying?
They didn't even feel it.
Didn't even feel it. all I had was the ring of the
Yeah,
Converse.
357.
Man, all I had was the ring of the Converse
Man.
at the top, because the bottom part had blew off because I had a hollow point bullet in it.
Wow.
You know,
Yes, Sony did not listen to the petitions. They did not listen to when you guys was unsubscribing from PSN. They did not listen to any form of protest that the PlayStation guys would have used against Sony. What does that show? What does that prove? They just don't care. Sony do not care about you ponies. Always remember that. And now a lot of PlayStation fans are having the great awakening when it comes to understanding that Sony don't care. Because look at Pyro here. Pyro is a PlayStation diehard. He is the same guy who kisses his PlayStation 5, and he even sometimes put his PlayStation 5 in his bed and sleep with his PlayStation 5. That's not me just making that up. We would have seen tweets of him doing the exact thing I just said. So if Pyro could now have a bitter taste in his mouth towards Sony, we know that these ponies and Sony themselves don't care about these ponies. Listen to what Pyro said. Sony is sending out emails updating and reminding people of their PlayStation terms. Short version, what it says. You don't own your digital games, you rent a license. If a account closed or banned, your games are gone, even paid ones. PlayStation can record your chats, clips, IPs, addresses, and address. Clips you share, they can sell and put ads on, and you get no cut. Their liability is capped at 100 euros. This means if Sony screws something up and it costs you more, the most they'll pay you back is 100 euros, no matter how much you actually lost. All of this just shows that Sony doesn't care. Sony doesn't care that Dreamcast guy has been on Met for more than 15 years.
Where you at? Ooh, where you at? Ooh, where you at? Somewhere smoking crack. Where you at? Ooh, at the trap. Ooh, smoking crack.
Crack! PlayStation fans was very vocal of their support for games as a service, right? These live service games. These ponies don't like these live service games, and they told Sony that. But what did Sony say right after these ponies told them they don't want games as a service? PlayStation CEO says it's not giving up on live service games. Despite high-profile failures, Sony still sees value in pursuing online titles like Marathon and Hell Divers 2. Oh, buddy, you police are dog bad. You police are dog bad. Now, forget of the days that, these companies will listen to their consumers, the guys actually buying the product. No, they don't care. You will buy what we want you to buy. You will own what we want you to own. And this is what Sony is telling all PlayStation fans and all these ponies who cap for them on a daily basis. And you know how bad this games as a service is? Because there are reports that the recent games as a service that Guerrilla Games was making, which is Horizon Hunters, that has been scrapped. It's no more. You know how much money and time would have wasted on Horizon Hunter Gatherers? Listen to what Jason Schreier says, the same guy who is fighting for his life with male pattern baldness.
Of other live service games in the works that Sony wanted to see come out in the subsequent years, in addition to, of course, Destiny 2, which is Bungie's big ongoing project. But for a variety of reasons that I will get into in a story down the road, most of those projects fell apart. I believe there were 5 or 6 different projects that were happening. Some of them did come out. Destiny Rising, the mobile game, came out, was not quite what people hoped it would be. Marathon came out early earlier this year to underwhelming sales, and to this day, the player count has just gone down and down, unfortunately, for Bungie. So that was not quite the live service success that they had hoped. And of course, Destiny 2 itself was taken offline this year as Bungie laid off hundreds of staff alongside that. This morning, I reported on Bloomberg.com that Guerrilla Games, the Amsterdam-based studio responsible for franchises like Killzone and Horizon, has rebooted Horizon Hunters Gathering.
I beg your pardon? I beg your pardon?
Online live service game that was released earlier this year. And their kind of tentative plan, is to scope it down, to move a bunch of people off of it, to remove the live service elements and turn it into more of a traditional co-op game. They have until the end of the year to kind of figure this out, and then there will be milestones and reviews, and we'll see if it actually ever gets off the ground or if it is quietly canceled.
It's a wrap. Well, it's a rap, bro. It's a rap, bro. It's a rap. It's a rap. It's a rap.
Happened because of negative playtest feedback. The game had been getting playtests throughout this year. There was one, I believe, in February, another one in May, and in June they looked at the scores and they said, this isn't working, we need to figure things out. So Last of Us Online, that game was canceled. A lot of people at Naughty Dog were working on that game. I think there's a belief out there that it was just kind of a side project while most people were working on Intergalactic. No, the opposite is true. Intergalactic did not have the majority of staff until after Last of Us Online was canceled, and then most people on the studio came over to work on Intergalactic. But many people in the studio, I would say the majority of the studio, was working on either Last of Us Online or the remasters, the remakes that they were doing throughout the 2020s, which is why we haven't seen a brand new game from them since 2020. Sony Bend is the Oregon-based studio behind Days Gone, and they, after Days Gone, had all sorts of issues, lost leadership, were trying to get a sequel off the ground. That didn't happen. Eventually, they got to the point where they were working on this new IP that was also going to be a live service game, until that was canceled at the same time as Blue Points was in 2025. Now Bend is working on something else. They have fortunately are surviving and have a chance to work on something else. I think we'll see that at some point in the next year or two. There are a few others. I mean, Twisted Metal, that Fire Sprite was making, that was supposed to be a live service game before it was canceled in 2024. Fire Sprite then went on to work on Until Dawn 2, which is scheduled for next year.
Wow, this isn't good, guys. This cannot be good. A lot of persons love to say that Xbox is dead, but let's be real. If you look at this list that is on your screen right now, how much money you think Sony would have spent collectively on all of these games as a service? How much money you think Sony would have spent? We're talking about The Last of Us, Concord, Twisted Metal, Destruction All-Stars, Fear Games, and Hunter Gatherers. How much money you think Sony would have invested, time they would have invested? This is really bad for Sony. If Xbox is dead because of, not selling consoles and, games costing so much, then what's up with Sony? What is up with Sony? You ponies look goofy right now, because guess what? We are seeing the truth. The gaming media will not tell you or point out these things to you, but I will. It's very clear that Sony is in big trouble when it comes to these games as a service. But let me hear what you guys thought about this video. Did you see something new that you didn't think about? Or did you already know about all of these issues that Sony was having when it comes to games as a service and how they don't care about these ponies? Let me know in the comment sections below. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.